Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel Gardening in Easy Way. In today's video, I will show you how to fix up the cutting of chrysanthemum flower, what we call guldaudi in Hindi. In the video, my 3 pots of chrysanthemum flowers are shown and I will take cutting from all these 3 plants. So very important for you to know is that this plant is very delicate. Right now the summer season is going on and my chrysanthemum plants are in a very good condition despite having the temperature above 40 degree. In the video as it's showing, I will select these stem as cutting for my new plant. And moreover, very important another thing, that always take the cutting and remove the leaves of that cutting from the bottom. And this is the cutting which I will take. It is very thick in nature and I will take the cutting from this pot first. If you are a beginner, you can grow up these cutting in the sand. But if I talk about myself, I always grow such cuttings in the soil. And this is the very easy method for me to grow the cutting. And I never purchase any chrysanthemum plant from the nursery, because every year I follow this method and I make so many plants by using all these cuttings. But for the beginner, it will be very easy to grow up all these cutting which I am showing you in the video in the sand. So this is the another substitute if your cutting does not grow well in the soil. So this is the very first tip which you have to follow for growing the cutting of chrysanthemum flower. Next, I have selected this pot. As you can see, the soil of the pot is quite damp and I have already mixed some kind of vermicompost in this pot. As these days rainy season is going on, so I need not to add water in this pot. I have selected the same size pot as I have grown up the plants of guldaudi or chrysanthemum in these 3 planter. So this is the thing for you to know. Now I will show how I will take the cutting. Use any scissor for taking the cutting. As you can see in the video, these are the stem which I will use as cutting. Whenever you are going to cut, you have to make a sharp cut at 45 degree angle and you have to take the stem in one go. You can see that I have already taken the cutting and I have made 45 degree angle sharp cut. In the same manner, I will take other cuttings from the remaining 2 pot, and these cutting after cutting from the plant are supposed to put in the water. Right now I have placed the first cutting inside the water and I am going to take the second cutting in the same manner. Here I just want to add one thing, that chrysanthemum plant is a very delicate plant and you can see the cutting and you have to remove the leaves from the bottom. You have to keep only few leaves at the tip, which will help the cutting to grow easily. And right now it's the 45 degree angle sharp cut which I have made at the bottom. This thing is very important to follow. If you are a beginner, you can grow all these cuttings in the sand. Sand acts as a good substitute for soil. I always grow my cuttings in the soil every year, so I need not to purchase the chrysanthemum plant from nursery. These pots having the plant which I had previously taken as cutting and now have been converted into very fresh plant. And this is the third cutting which right now I am going to take, and after that you can see the pot, and the small leaves even have started appearing in the pot. Removing leaves at the bottom is very important step to follow, and all these three pots having the very small leaves which already I mentioned, they will convert into the very fresh plant whenever the next season winter comes. So by using this method you can multiply your plant. Right now you can see how these tiny leaves are appearing, and one after another I am going to take all these cuttings and removing all the leaves from the bottom. After fixing up the cutting either in the soil or in the sand, just place it under shade. Do not place all the cuttings in the sunlight because it comes in shock after coming in the contact of scorching heat. Right now July is the best season for taking all these cuttings. I always take the cuttings in the month of July because it really adds rainwater which helps in providing the basic nutrient. And this is the 45-degree angle sharp cut. All these pots from which I have taken the cutting, and these small leaves will turn into the big new plants in the winter season. This is the last pot which I am showing you, and taking the cutting from it and doing the same method which already I have described in detail with you. These are the very minute things which you have to follow, because chrysanthemum flower is a very delicate flower and these things you have to follow. Now these are the three pots from which I have selected the very thin stem of cutting, and these pot in these pot all these small plant will convert into the big plant in the next winter season. These are the cuttings which I have taken from the chrysanthemum flower plant, which what we call guldaudi plant in Hindi. This is the rainy water which I had collected the previous day, and this is the rooting hormone with which I will grow up my cutting. The reason behind using rooting hormone is that chrysanthemum flower plant is a very delicate plant. So I always use this rooting hormone and apply it at the bottom of every tip. You can take any rooting hormone from the market. It is easily available, and moreover there are so many other methods by which you can apply rooting hormone. You can also use the mixture of dalchini at the bottom of the tip, and also you can use aloe vera gel which you can take from the plant available. Aloe vera gel is easily available and taken from the aloe vera plant which is available at every home. Now I have applied the rooting hormone at the bottom of this cutting, and now I am going to press it gently inside the soil. One important tip which again I am repeating, that you have to fix the cutting 2 inches deep inside the soil. Only then the soil will grip its bottom, and moreover you have to press the soil gently after fixing it up in order to remove all the air bubbles inside it, otherwise your cutting will be withered. So after fixing up all the cuttings you have to provide enough water to the cutting, and you have to keep all these cuttings under shade. Do not keep it in the sunlight, otherwise it will be withered, because after coming in the direct contact of scorching heat during summer days, any cutting gets unsuccessful. So always place the cutting under some shade. And now fix up all other cuttings in the same manner and remove the leaves from the bottom. Have some leaves on the tip of the cutting. And now I am going to apply rooting hormone. In the same way I will fix the cutting. After fixing all the cutting, always provide ample water, as I have already told you. This is the very important thing, and moreover you are not supposed to move the cutting anywhere once you have placed under some shade. And when it start developing root, only then shift it in the another pot, then the cutting will change into the plant. Otherwise you have to keep the cutting at the same place. The entire procedure is done. I have fixed this cutting inside this plastic pot, and these are the three pots from which I had taken the cuttings, and these small flower plant will convert into the big one. This is the rain water which I had collected, and I will now use this water for this cutting, because it will provide direct nutrients to these cutting, which will help them to grow as plant. So this is the entire procedure which I have shared with you, and if you like this video, please do subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching the video till end.